Day 1 wasn't really a day. A day is a 24-hour full rotation of the Earth that's celebrated by doing normal things for a while and then going to sleep.
So this is going to be our home for the next 18 hours here. How long was that, Dad? 18. It was about 20 hours.
Rather than a day, this was an extended period of time that involved a perfect reversal of AM to PM times, a perfect reversal of adventures to misadventures, all of which was punctuated by sporadic napping. Flying out of Toronto and retracing the path that brought humanity to North America, Dad and I crossed the Bering Strait and made it to Beijing just in time to catch a smoggy sunset. On the taxi ride from the airport, we only observed slightly more of the city than were the other motorists observing its traffic laws. After settling down in our one-night Beijing hotel and feeling the opposite of jet-lagged, we went out to find the famous Peking duck. But being that Dad and I were not experienced duck hunters and didn't speak any Chinese, what we did find was that going to restaurants and pointing at pictures on the menu was not a good way to get duck, or, frankly, a good meal otherwise. We did, however, find Beijing's only bar, which, on a Monday night in a country of 1 billion people, was populated entirely by Dad, me, and a really cute bartender named Anna, who seemed endlessly interested in practicing her English on us. But, having just landed in China, my dad's efforts to be my wingman didn't fly. The next morning, I found all the white people within a kilometer radius on treadmills in the hotel workout room, so I decided to go out for a jog in the smog. The pollution actually wasn't that bad, and the air was only slightly more exhausted than I was after running through it for the better part of an hour. On my jog through a park built around one of China's not-so-great walls, I saw people doing sword forms, tai chi, qigong, and also group Wii Fit without the Wii. However, I did not see any joggers. I started to fear that locals might think I was running from something, and I started to wonder whether all the treadmilling white people in my hotel possibly knew something I didn't. After working up an appetite, Dad and I went to a grocery store, which, while organized by the state, basically consisted of piles of goods. And then we went to a fast food place where Bruce Lee was their Ronald McDonald.
It's Kung Fu. Dad told him, thing of soy milk there.
Once we finished eating Kung Fu, we of course struck out, now to do some sightseeing at the nearby Temple of Heaven. A pedicab driver held up 3 fingers in an offer to drive us to the temple through the hutongs, back alleys which, while haphazardly carved through the city, were off the beaten path.
Papa. Yeah, Papa.
Yep. Because we could have walked this in 10 minutes for free, 3 yuan seemed reasonable. But upon arrival, a safe distance from any cops, the driver informed us that the ride cost 300 yuan, which is roughly $60. Here's your first lesson in Mandarin. The way to say tourists who trust pedicabs is naive. A Taoist temple in the middle of a huge walled-in park, the Temple of Heaven had beautiful architecture, deep history, and was visited by emperors and anyone who was anyone in the Ming and Qing dynasties. But the main attraction was once again the Chinese people who were just hanging out there, playing Kung Fu hacky sack, doing Tai Chi, and also playing a game that was like interactive horseshoes. Before catching the train out of town, and with the hotel concierge practically walking us to his recommended restaurant, Dad and I finally had Peking duck, and washed it down with the drink that I ordered that turned out to be Sprite.
Here at Beijing train station, and it has been absolute insanity the way through.
After a harrowingly slow taxi ride, we did make it onto our sleeper train.
Here we are, Dad and me, living together in a duplex.
And wrapped up the day with some well-deserved train food.
How is it, Dad? It's great, apparently. It's awesome. Unspeakably good.
And so we watched Beijing's towering apartments and people playing pool under bridges fade away into a rural landscape. The only livestock I saw in the countryside wasn't fenced in and might have been a roaming pack of goats grazing on dirt. The next morning, homely candy stripers came up and down the compartments, pushing food carts and serving train food and porridge.
Home and selling porridge out of a cart.
And so, after breakfast in bed, we departed the train at Wudang Shan, Mecca of martial arts and birthplace of Tai Chi, and met up with my brother. Next up, the training montage.